Okay.
Purdy out of the shotgun, drops a couple of steps, going to take a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk. It's deflected and caught.
Cousins, first read taken away. Left side, he throws. Wide open pitch. From being able to make a play on that football. That's where Sutton was so good last year in the red zone. Nix evades the run. Nix the fake. Another fake, and he spins into the end zone. They're going to get a free play. Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard. Jones on the fake, pressure coming, and he's sacked by Parsons.
God, the corner.
Open man Hudson.
The throw caught. Hudson lost the ball. Looked like a touchdown. Instead, it's a turnover.
On the pocket. That's away from Chenal, who's trying to get after him for a second time, but the ball is thrown to the end zone, and it's caught! On it to McCaffrey, right up the middle, and a stiff arm, McCaffrey for 6.
Well, hey there, everybody. What's going on? Hope all of you guys are doing well here on this Tuesday afternoon. My name is Isaiah, and welcome into another episode of 8 Divisions in 8 Days as the NFL season gets closer and closer to kicking off. Today, we're going to be doing the AFC South. We're going to be talking about this division. It's going to be a fun division, I think, this season. You have a lot of teams in this division who have a lot of question marks. And this division's not really dominated by one particular team. So it's going to be fun to get into it, this AFC South division. And I can't wait to see what we pick. But I'm joined by a new co-host here on our show. He hasn't appeared on any of our shows until today. He's making his debut on the show, his first show here today. That is Tejas. I'm joined by Tejas today. Tejas, welcome to the show, and how are you doing? And tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm doing great, Isaiah. Thank you. I'm excited to be here and to obviously chat about football as the season is around the corner and week 1 will roll around. And I think it'd be good to kind of get into some stuff about, the teams and how they'll potentially be projected to do. And I am a student at San Jose State University. And I hope I graduate either next year. If not next year, maybe next fall or the next year, perhaps. But we will see about that. A huge 49ers fan.
Yeah, go Niners.
I'm excited to see the season creep up. But yeah, I'm excited to discuss the AFC South division with you and, what is projected for these 4 teams.
Yeah, me too. But before we get into it, Tejas, to all of our audience that is watching our show here tonight, If you like what me and Tejas are talking about, go ahead and give us a like on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You can find us at the MI6 Sports Network on Facebook, as well as our channel, my channel on YouTube. You can give us a like, and also please share this video everywhere, because then we can get a lot of likes and views and support as well, and comments. So go ahead and check that out when you guys have some time. But let's get into it. The AFC South, as you can see on your screen, it's got the Houston Texans, the Indianapolis Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. Last year, Tejas, the Texans won this division. CJ Stroud and the Texans played really well at the end of the season to win this division. The Jaguars had a really bad year, and they fired their head coach. They replaced him with Liam Cohen, the new or the guy that was with the Buccaneers, and he's now with Jacksonville. The Titans also had a really bad season. I think they had the worst season in the NFL. They also got the number 1 overall pick, and they drafted quarterback Cameron Ward from Miami. And then the Colts, they weren't bad, but they weren't that great as well. They kind of were like stuck in the middle.
Middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack. Right. So the Colts benched their, young quarterback, Anthony Richardson. They started a bunch of other quarterbacks before going back to Anthony Richardson and then benching him again. And then this year they signed Daniel Jones to be, the guy to compete with Anthony Richardson. So they're having a lot of quarterback problems. And, Tejas, when you have a lot of quarterback issues, like that's never good, because the quarterback is like the best player on a football team. So like the Colts, that's a big issue for them.
If you have the right quarterback, then that player's the best on the football team. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Justin Herbert, right? So quarterback is vital for the team's performance.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. So Tejas, I'll start with you first on this. Who do you think is gonna win the AFC South, and how do you think like the other teams will line up, like second, third, and fourth place behind the winner?
Okay, so first and foremost, I really don't think it's a surprise. I think the winner of this division for the 2025 season will be the same as who it was last season. I think it's going to be the Texans again. And why I say that, I think CJ Stroud has been a really solid young quarterback for them, who has really kind of brought the team back to being a more competitive football club. And I also think that the Texans defense last year, I thought, was a pretty good defense. And they did lose Laramie Tunzel, right?
Yes, he's on the Commanders now.
Yeah, they lost Laramie Tunzel, which is pretty big, right?
It is.
Yeah, but then also, Nico Collins, the Nico Collins will come back for this season, from his season-ending injury that he had last season, right?
Right.
And they also have, Tank Dell, who's a solid player, a solid receiver. I just think of these four teams, I think Houston is the most competitive team of the four. So to me, I really don't see any other team in this division that could, compete with them again this season. Because none of the other three teams, they didn't really make like a drastic improvement, did they?
Well, I mean, I think the Titans got Cam Ward, who was a really good
Titans did
quarterback.
draft Cameron Ward, but who knows how he's gonna play in his rookie year, right?
Yeah, true. The Jaguars, they have a new coach. They got Liam Cohen from the Bucks. They
Yeah.
also drafted this guy named Travis Hunter, who I don't know if you ever heard of. Yeah, he can play wide receiver and cornerback. So yeah, he could play two positions. And then
I
the
also
Colts.
I like D'Amico Ryans as the head coach.
Yep, he's good.
He's really kind of, turned the team around. Like, he was the defensive coordinator with our team, right? And he was like an amazing defensive coordinator. And now he's doing a really good job as a head coach.
Tejas, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, looks like I was muted for a little bit, but you have the Texans winning the division this year.
Yeah, I have them repeating as the AFC South champions. I think they'll win. At worst, they're going to win 10 games. At best, they'll probably win 11 games. Is my opinion.
Okay, I think that's a really good take from you about the Texans. How do you think like the other teams though, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans, how are they going to line up?
I mean, so assuming they benched Anthony Richardson and he's not going to be the starter this season, right? So they're starting Daniel Jones, you're saying?
Yeah, they're starting Daniel Jones. He's already confirmed to be the quarterback.
Yeah, so Daniel Jones didn't really prove much when he was with the New York Giants. They only had like one playoff season. Besides that, he never really was a solid quarterback when he was with the G-Men. So, I mean, now that the Colts have him as the starting quarterback. So this is assuming they're not going to play Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. I do think Tejas though that yeah, I think the Colts. I think what makes Daniel Jones good though with the Giants was, remember when he was with the Giants, he had that one good year though with Saquon Barkley as the running back, and Saquon Barkley was running everywhere and he was dominating. And then that's what made Daniel Jones good, because like he relied on Saquon Barkley to run the football, and then when Barkley was dominating and running everywhere, the defense would be like in to stop Saquon Barkley, but then they would leave like receivers and tight ends like open and leave those easy passes open for Daniel Jones to be able to throw the football. So he kind of has that, I feel like, in Indianapolis, because you have Jonathan Taylor, who's a star running back for the Colts, who can run everywhere and dominate on the ground. And then you have like receivers like Michael Pittman, Warren. Yeah, go ahead.
I have his rookie card.
Oh, you have who? Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, I have a couple of his rookie cards.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's really good. I like watching him play and like watching him run around on the field.
Yeah, he's a very fun player to watch.
Yeah, he is. So who do you have like as your second place team in the AFC South?
Realistically, second place, because the Colts have it's kind of tough because the Colts have Jones, I do think that maybe Jacksonville can finish second in the South.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence gets a lot of like hate for no reason. I don't think he's really that bad as a lot of people say. And I also think like this I think the thing with the Jaguars is like they have this new coach who runs like a really good offensive system. So I think that will really help Trevor Lawrence. And I like Travis Hunter. I watched him play in college. You know, he's like the Shohei Ohtani of football, where he can catch and also he can defend as well. So I think he's going to be a big impact for the Jaguars. And I think that they also have Brian Thomas Jr., who's a really good receiver, as well as Travis Etienne, who he's really good at. Like he's really fast too, in terms of like running the football.
Uh-huh.
So you have the Jaguars at your second place team, or do you think you'll put the Colts or the Titans?
I think Jacksonville. I realistically think the Jacksonville Jaguars should be taking second place behind the Houston Texans, but I don't see.
Okay.
Ow. Okay. Okay.
So you got the Jaguars as your second place team?
Yeah, I have the Jaguars at second place, finishing behind the Houston Texans. But however, I don't have them making the playoffs.
Okay. How about the Colts and the Titans? Who do you have third, and then who do you have as your last place team?
You know, Tennessee. Who knows how? You know, we don't know what's gonna happen because we've never seen Cameron Ward. You know, we haven't seen any regular season play with Cameron Ward, right? So, but who else on Tennessee do you think are
Well, for Tennessee, I really like this receiver. He's a rookie, Xavier Restrepo. He reminds me a lot of Wes Welker, where he can go like across the middle. He's really like fast. He's really like shifty, and he's really good at like running after the catch. Like after catching the football, he's really good at gaining a lot of yards. So I really like him. Like I think he's going to be like a very sneaky, fun player to watch in Tennessee. And I like their head coach Brian Callahan because he comes from like he coached under Sean McVay with the Rams. Under Zach Taylor with the Bengals, and Zach Taylor coached under Sean McVay with the Rams. And when you think about like the Rams, they've been a really good team. Like they always have like a fun offense to watch. So like I think that
Rams are always competitive.
They are
Rams
for
have
sure.
Always been a competitive football team. McVay has definitely turned the team around, right?
Right. Okay, so Tejas, go ahead.
So I would put Texans 1, followed by Jacksonville, because I think Jacksonville has some good young players that can really develop, and then I'd put the Colts 3rd because they benched Anthony Richardson, and then I'd put Tennessee last because we don't know how Cam Ward is going to be.
Yeah. Well, Tejas, I like your predictions. I made a lot of really good picks, but are you ready to hear my predictions?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I want.
Yeah.
It's kind of lagging.
Oh, is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll keep my camera off for the time being because I'm on cellular data, so that's probably why it's lagging. But so Tejas, for my predictions, this might be a surprise to you actually. I got the Tennessee Titans finishing number one because I think that every year in the NFL, like we always see like one or two teams in the NFL that are always like one or two teams in the NFL that are always like last the year before, and then like because of like the young quarterback that they got or the young talent that they got in the draft, they always come up and finish first. Like remember the Commanders last year with Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels from last season, CJ Stroud
Yep.
from the year prior.
The year before, yep.
We did not see that with Caleb Williams.
No, we didn't.
Hey.
Did see it with Trevor Lawrence too, remember?
I saw one of the Instagram stories, and do you own a Caleb Williams t-shirt?
I do, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool.
It's funny you mentioned that because like I only got it because I was in Chicago and I just wanted something cool from like Chicago.
Okay. I mean, he is the promising quarterback for the future, right? So yeah, keep going with the prediction.
Yeah, I think Cam Ward is gonna make an impact like CJ Stroud and like Jaden Daniels did. Like he's really good at throwing the football and he's like really accurate as well. And he's also like really he's really like fast and he can run a lot. So I think that will really help the Titans.
Vince Young, right?
Kind of like Vince Young, yeah. And I also like Xavier Restrepo, like I mentioned earlier. I think he can be like the next Wes Welker. I think he's that good. They fixed their offensive line, which will help protect Cam Ward a lot. And I think that their defense has a lot of like good players like Jeffrey Simmons who can sack quarterbacks. And they have some good secondary players as well. So I think the Titans will surprise people and win this division. Like I think this division's not really that strong. And so like I think like you can, as long as you have like a good young quarterback that can, take the world by.
This is one of the weakest divisions.
I agree. I think this is probably the weakest division in football, to be honest. This and the NFC South. I think the NFC South is that weak.
Sorry, repeat that. I misheard.
No. I was saying the NFC South, I think, is also a very weak division, like with the Buccaneers and the Saints and the Falcons and the Panthers.
Stronger when Breeze was there, and then when Julio Jones was there for the Falcons, and when Cam Newton was there for Carolina, and they all made the playoffs that one year.
Yeah. They did.
That was the last time that I remember the NFC South being super competitive. Now it's just up for grabs.
Yeah, it's up for grabs, and it's like it's not up.
The Buccaneers are pretty good though.
They are. But I'm gonna go with the Titans as my surprise winner in the AFC South, and then I think that
Wait,
like
Isaiah,
second place.
Isaiah,
yeah.
Are any of these predictions like wrong or?
I mean, it's okay to be wrong because I think like in the NFL you never know. So like we might look at it later on and be like totally wrong, or we might be totally right and be a genius, but we never really know, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
good. I like your sense and where it's good to predict, it's good to predict that a rookie quarterback is going to really take the team to a different place, right? So
yeah.
I think that's a good mindset. There's like a rookie quarterback who kind of does that per season.
Right.
even Brock Purdy looked really good in his rookie year, right? So
Yeah, he did. And then yeah, I agree with you about the Jaguars, Tejas. I think the Jaguars will be number 2. I think I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's gonna do
yeah.
better than last season. And then I like Travis Hunter. I think that he's
What do
gonna
you
be a
think
difference
happens?
maker.
What do you think happens to Trevor Lawrence typically? Does he just like defenses figure him out, or because
I think it's bad coaching. I think that
yeah,
Urban Meyer was really bad as a coach,
yeah,
and then I think like yeah, I think a lot of people also figured out like Doug Peterson's offense. Like I think Doug Peterson, he didn't like really change up his offense, so a lot of like teams kind of like figured it out, and then when they figured it out, he didn't change it, so they just kept running the same thing, and then I just feel like that. Like that's why teams kept dominating the Jaguars was because like their offense was just so old.
yeah. They had really bad coaching issues for sure.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the
Also, where
Jaguars
does
as
the
number
name
2.
Duval County? That's their nickname.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird
I think we
name.
have. Let's see. Like Trevor Lawrence said there, Duval.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
go with number 3. I'm gonna go with the Texans because I think C.J. Stroud. He's a really good quarterback. D'Amico Ryans is a good coach. But I just think that like division is gonna be Jaguars, Texans, and Titans racing for that one. And then I think last but not least, I'm gonna go with the Colts. I just think like the Colts have so many quarterback issues, and then when you have so many quarterback issues, like it's just never good because like you need a quarterback, you need to have a good quarterback to be successful in the NFL. And I just think that also like what I don't like is like I found out that the Colts new owner, because Jim Irsay, he died sadly, but
mhm.
his daughter is now the new owner of the Colts, and she's gonna be on the sidelines wearing a headset and listening to coaches calling plays. Like I think that's just ridiculous because I feel like that like an owner should never
Whoa,
be like
okay. Are
yeah,
owners
I feel like
allowed to do that?
they are, but like owners like rarely do that. They never do that. So
Exactly.
she's gonna be like the first owner to like listen in on what coaches call like in terms of plays. Like I just think like she's just I don't like that. Like I feel like the owners should just let the football people that they hire to do their jobs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Uh,
Yeah. So that
Isaiah,
yeah,
what do you
those are
think
my
are
standings.
win totals for the 4 teams?
Win totals. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I think the Titans win. I don't think this division will be strong, like you said. I think the Titans win like 10 games and get into the playoffs like 10-7. I think the Texans finish like 9-8. Or actually, let me change that. I think the Texans or the Titans get into the playoffs at 11-6. I think the Titans the Titans get in at 11-6. The Texans get into the playoffs or they'll be 10-7. The Jaguars, I feel like they'll be an 8-9 team. I think they'll be better, but still not have a winning record. And then the Colts, I think they're gonna be honestly, I think they're gonna be a 5-win team. Like I think they're gonna have a bad year. And sadly, I think that's Shane
Yeah,
Steichen, who's their coach. I think he's gonna get fired at the end of the year.
I also agree. I think the Colts are gonna be like a 6-win or 5-win team at the maximum, and then I do have Houston um, winning the division at probably 10 or 11 wins. And then, yeah, I'd have Jacksonville at 8 or 9 wins. And then Tennessee, I have Tennessee at third because, um, I mean, I have Tennessee
Have
at
war
like,
right now.
huh?
You have Tennessee at third because like you haven't really seen like Cam Ward, like how he plays before you you judge him. Is that
I mean, yeah. But then if
okay?
it's
That's
mid-season,
fair.
and Tennessee's doing great, then well, now now you know what to expect, right?
Right, right.
It's just
All
hard
right,
because
so Tejas, those
you can't predict every single rookie quarterback. But I feel you,
right.
I feel you. So, um, yeah, I would think maybe 7 wins for the Titans.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but
I
overall,
like
I
that
think
pick.
Houston will be a little more dangerous with you know Collins and Dell, right? And then Will Anderson, obviously, and then um, I do think Jacksonville could be exciting with all their young players.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So go ahead, go ahead.
Oh no, so I was gonna say like those are me and Tejas's predictions, guys. If you guys have your predictions, go ahead and comment it in the comment section, and then we'll go ahead and read your comments, live on the air. And then I think Tejas, the last topic for our show before we sign off and get out of the stream is what is like one team that a lot of people are not really like that high on that you think in this division in the AFC South that will surprise everybody? For me, I think it's obvious. I'm going with the Titans. I think the Titans, like I got them winning the division. I think Cam Ward is going to be this year's Jaden Daniels, and I like Restrepo a lot. I like, they have some veterans like Jeffrey Simmons. Their coach is a really good, he's really good at designing offensive plays. So I got to go with the Titans. I think the Titans, I'm really high on them. I think they'll surprise a lot of people this year, and definitely like overachieve than what a lot of people were expecting from them. So how about you, Tejas? What is one team that you think in this division, like out of the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans, that you think will like surprise a lot of people and like do better than what people are expecting from them?
Okay, so you just want me to pick a team from the division. It can't be from any.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. From the AFC South.
Okay, well, Houston will be back, so it's not really a surprise. The Colts being a bad team this year should not be a surprise. So I would say, either Tennessee or Jacksonville. Because even if Tennessee doesn't make the playoffs, I still think they're gonna surprise everybody and jump the win total.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that like I said, I think I have them winning the division. I know you have to kind of see how Cam Ward plays before you judge him. That's fair. But yeah, I think Tennessee is gonna surprise a lot of people, and we'll just have to wait to find out. But I think Tennessee will surprise a lot of people. But Tejas, since both of us are Niner fans, by the way.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Thank you, Brock. Since both of us are Niner fans, and the season is coming closer and closer, it begins on Thursday. What is your prediction for the Niners this season? Like, what is your record prediction, and how do you think? Like, give us a little preview of how the team's gonna do, in your opinion.
So, for one, I think the 49ers, the reason they won't be the same as last year is because they're getting a lot of guys back healthy. McCaffrey's going to come back. Trent Williams is going to come back. Fred Warner will be back healthy. Brock Purdy will be back healthy, right? So you're going to be seeing all the stars and the stars people, um, you know, coming back healthier for the season. I also love how we added receiver depth and got a bunch of new receivers, right? You
Right?
know, Demarcus Robinson is going to be like serving a suspension, but when he comes back, he can be an actual downfield threat. Because I've seen Demarcus Robinson play. Like, he can really win one-on-one battles, and he can really catch passes downfield. I'm also really excited for Ricky Pearsall and to see what he will do in his second year. Drafted out of Florida. Yeah, Gators, Florida.
Yes, Gators.
So, yeah, that'll be exciting. I realistically think we're going to go 13-4 because I think Seattle this week, I mean, we beat Seattle in Seattle every year, so I say we start off the year with a win. I think New Orleans is a win. I think Arizona's a win. I think Jacksonville's a win. I think Rams on the road, I think we
That might be a loss.
lost that game. We lose that game, so 4-1. Buccaneers, I think we win. Atlanta, we win. Houston, I'll say a loss there. I think the Giants will win. The Rams will win. Arizona, let's say loss there. Because the Cardinals just kind of know how to beat us split,
Yeah, I agree.
And then, because Kyler Murray last year, what happened? We had a 23-10 lead, and the Cardinals still found a way to win at the end, right? So,
Right.
okay, so then I'll say Carolina Monday night win. I'm gonna say we beat the Browns in Cleveland because we should have beaten them the last time a couple of years back, and then we have a very late bye week in week 14, and then I'm gonna say Tennessee win. Tennessee win. Indianapolis win, and then Chicago win, and then Seattle at the end of the year win. So I actually have 14-3.
Okay, yeah, I like those predictions. I got the Niners at 13-4 too. Like, I think that
I'm still leaning towards 13-4. I was actually gonna give the Colts game as a loss because the Niners haven't beaten the Colts in so long, and
yeah.
it's a Monday night game in the Midwest. I just put that as a loss. I was gonna go with Cleveland as a loss because we lost to them the last time, and they had a backup quarterback when we played them, right? So,
Right.
I would still, yeah, I'd lean 13-4, same as you.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Niners are going to be really good because I think Brock Purdy, he's going to have all of his players back on offense, like Christian McCaffrey and Ricky Pearsall is going to be, I think, really good. George Kittle, you have like Ayuk's going to come back, I think, later on in the year, so that will really help.
Do you like the Deebo Samuel trade?
Yeah, I did because I felt like Deebo Samuel just wasn't the same player. Like, he never normally
last year we expected a big year from him, and he just didn't do that, right? So
yeah,
he also
I think he lost his speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the Niners are gonna be like really good. I think we're gonna be like Super Bowl contenders. And I think that we're gonna get in the playoffs. We're gonna win the NFC West, and we have a really easy schedule. I think I read somewhere, Tejas, that the 49ers have the easiest schedule in the NFL. So I think that we're definitely gonna win at least.
Yeah.
We have to, with this schedule, win at least 10 games.
We play a lot of bad teams from last year. Also, Isaiah, who are your top 3 or top 5 Super Bowl contenders from each conference?
From each conference, I think the NFC, I'm going to say like the Eagles, the 49ers, the Packers, because they just added Micah Parsons. I think that was a big trade for them.
Yeah.
Um,
Guess what team my dad supports, Isaiah?
the Packers,
No.
the Cowboys.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I think, believe it or not, actually, I have like, in terms of like contenders, I'm gonna go Eagles, Niners, Packers, and I'm also gonna say like the Commanders. They made the NFC Championship game last year, and it was their rookie
Commanders
year
would
with
make
Jaden.
sense because they had a
Yeah,
really good year. They also have a really stingy defense.
they do, and they have a really good young quarterback in Daniels.
Yeah. They also have Scary Terry, who's really good, right? So
Right,
I'm
right.
also so glad that we added Brian Robinson Jr. to our running back
Yes,
squad.
yes. I think
Yeah,
that was a
so
great
I was
trade.
gonna say the Niners. I was gonna say the Eagles, but I was also gonna say Detroit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Detroit. I think Detroit's also in there as well. So Lions, Commanders, Packers,
I
Niners,
mean,
and Eagles.
I added them in my list.
Yeah.
What about the AFC? Who do you think?
Okay, so the AFC, Chiefs, obviously with Mahomes, Josh Allen and the Bills. Uh,
Have you been noticing that the Chiefs always get help from the referees?
they do. They're so lucky, dude.
And it sucks because every dynasty gets favored by the refs. We're seeing it now with Kansas City, and we saw it with New England when they had Brady, right? So
Right, right. Um, I'm also gonna go with like I'm not that high on the Ravens, believe it or not, because like I think the Ravens, like I don't know if you can. I don't think you can win a Super Bowl title with a guy in Lamar Jackson who's not really good at throwing the football. Like he's really good at running. Like he can run, and make defenders miss. But I just don't know if he's like that good at throwing the football. So I can't really put the Ravens as my like serious contender. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers as well. Like I like the Steelers adding Aaron Rodgers. They have a really good defense already that's number one in the NFL. And then now they just needed a quarterback to be able to throw the football and not turn it over. And they added Aaron Rodgers and they added DK Metcalf from Seattle. I think that's gonna really help them a
yeah,
lot. So
they
yeah, I'm
lost.
gonna go with
They also
Pittsburgh as
they
well.
lost the George Pickens guy, right? So,
Yes, to the Cowboys.
but they did get DK Metcalf. But yeah, I honestly think, I mean, I like your take, but I do think that I don't know if I see Pittsburgh as a Super Bowl contender with Rodgers because Rodgers didn't really play as well last year with the New York Jets. Um, Baltimore, I do think highly of Baltimore with Derrick Henry now, and they have a great defense, but um, they honestly could have went to the AFC Championship game if Mark Andrews, didn't drop the pass, right? So, but yeah, Lamar Jackson is very much like Robert Griffin III or Michael Vick.
Yeah, I think he is. Like, I
Because
just don't really.
those quarterbacks just run and run and run, and they're not so great at passing the football. And in the playoffs, especially, you need a quarterback that's really good at throwing the football, right?
Right, right.
Even
Well,
though
they
back
just.
then, Jimmy
Yeah, go ahead.
Garoppolo, Jimmy Garoppolo back then only threw like 6 passes in the NFC Championship game. So he's an exception because we just ran all over the Packers. So But yeah, in general, you do need a quarterback that is really good at throwing the football. But I still do think Baltimore is kind of a contender.
Yeah, I think they're kind of a contender. I just don't trust Lamar in like big games because I feel like in the big
AFC
games, like
Championship still should be Buffalo versus Kansas City.
yes, for sure, for sure.
Man, I wish the Bills won that game in last January, man. They really should have won because Josh Allen definitely looked like he had the first down on that quarterback sneak, right? So,
Yeah, he did.
you know, it could have been Eagles versus Bills in the Super Bowl, right? So,
Oh, that would have been such a fun matchup.
I'm glad the Eagles gave the Chiefs their own tasting.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Even though
so tired of the Chiefs.
a lot of people think that the 49ers are rivals with the Eagles, but I don't know. Big rival, I'm just not entirely sure. Right? 'Cause
Well, Tejas, I appreciate you joining the show today. I gotta head out like now because I gotta go back to work. But yeah, it was a fun show, man. I definitely want to have you on again. Maybe we can do a show to talk 49ers, down the line. But Tejas, so normally on the show, to end the show, we typically have something called final thoughts where you can say some last thoughts and stuff. So do you have any like final thoughts for the show, Tejas?
for the season or for the show?
Just for this show,
Oh, like today? I had a really fun time. This is my very first time ever being on a sports podcast. I had never been on a sports podcast before.
Yeah, you
So
did great, dude.
The fact that I got to do it for the first time, really felt special and amazing.
Yeah, it was fun having you on, man, and I'm glad we got to talk about the AFC South and we got to talk about the Niners, which was fun. So but yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you like what you guys saw from me and Tejas, go ahead and like our video, share our video to everywhere. But we'll see you guys next time, guys. Have a great night, everybody.
Purdy out of the shotgun, drops a couple of steps, going to take a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk. It's deflected and caught.
Cousins, first read taken away. Left side, he throws. Wide open pitch. From being able to make a play on that football. That's where we're so good last year in the red zone. Nix evades the run. Nix the fake. Another fake, and he spins into the end zone.
They're going to get a free play. Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard. Jones on the fake, pressure coming, and he's sacked by Parsons.
God, corner.
Open man Hudson.
The throw, caught. Hudson lost the ball. Looked like a touchdown. Instead, it's a turnover.
On the pocket. That's away from Chenal, who's trying to get after him for a second time, but the ball is thrown to the end zone, and it's caught! On it to McCaffrey, right up the middle, and a stiff arm, McCaffrey for 6. Duval!